Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cari. This channel is all about Hawaii food and family, and today we find ourselves in Laupahoehoe on the Big Island, and today we are remembering what happened on April 1st, 1946, which was a tidal wave that came into this area and took the lives of 24 people. And so today I came back with my Uncle Warren, and we are honoring some of the last class of 1952. There's 4 people here that graduated from Laupahoehoe High School before they built a new school, and they also planted a tree in honor of their class. So we are here to experience the service, here to talk to some of the people and listen to their stories of survival and of people who passed away from the tidal wave.
Thank you very much for joining our class of 1952, the last graduating class from the old Laupahoehoe High and Elementary School. As the Aleutian Islands earthquake that sent the tragic, disastrous tsunami on April 1, 1946 to our Hawaiian Islands and took 24 victims from our school, teachers, students, and 3 members of a teacher's family. One may say that it also took away our school, for a new school was built at a safer site. Our class of 1952 graduated from the old school in June 1952, and in September 1952, students attended the new school where it now stands. Our beloved school was then demolished except for the gymnasium, which stands there alone with a big banyan tree.
My name is Tomoko, but everybody calls me Tomo Izumi Mohidin. I'm going to be 90 years old this year, and when the tidal wave came on April 1st, 1946, I was 12 years old.
He's Dr. Ronald Yamaoka, our president and leader of our class.
I'm privileged and humbled to address you again, and I attribute it all to God because I was miraculously saved on that fateful day of April 1st, 1946, 77 years ago.
My older brother Takaaki, who everyone called Taka, was 14 years old and I was 12 years old, walked a long distance from our home at Napapalo, Honganji, to the Laupahoehoe High and Elementary School.
I jumped the wall and ran towards the school. And in the middle of the lawn, while getting to the school, the waves started lapping at my feet. So it dropped me to the ground and I rolled over. So at that point, I was a kid, but I thought, that's all it would be.
Because I woke up with a runny nose and sore throat and no fever, so our mother allowed Taka and me to join my sister and rode the bus that school did. It was the only day we rode the bus. On the way down the narrow I, Mrs. Tirada of the bakery Tirada was on her way back after delivering the bread to the cafeteria, and she stopped our bus. And we went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and the bus driver, Morito Egusa, took us home.
I thought, oh, I gotta go home and change my clothes because I'm drenched. And the next thing you know, I'm under the water. It's a brown, Turkish water, and it was like a flood. It just swept everything out towards the ocean. And as I was floating under the mango tree that was here, I thought I saw somebody in the mango tree. I didn't find out till, 60 years later that it was somebody. And this is from another survivor that got caught in the shrubs here. Anyway, I went under again, and this is the miracle.
When the third and last wave, which grew higher each time, came, it took part of the shop classroom beneath the home economics classroom, the boys' toilet, the grandstand with several students on it, and the teachers' cottages. Not even anything that made up a cottage remained. Just those slabs of concrete of each cottage were left there.
I popped up in the ocean with all the debris around me, and there was a lumber that I could fit on. And I must have hit the rocks because my left arm was paralyzed. I couldn't use it. So I lay on the board, and I must have passed out or fell asleep. Next thing I knew, we were outside Ohana, the valley, and my friend, another student, his name is Yoshio Iwakuni, and he was from Niinole. He called and pulled me in to the lauhala tree that he was on. And another miracle, the lauhala tree must have been stuck in the rocks. So he was on one branch and I was on the other. And we didn't move from that spot.
24 victims, teachers, students, and Mr. Peter Nakano's wife and 3 children were gone. Others that were rescued together with Ronald were the girls' physical education teacher, Miss Marsu McGuinness, and Yoshio Kuni of Ninole, Herbert Nishimoto of Ninole, Takashi Takemoto of Konohina, and Asao Kuniyuki of Okala floated all the way to the shores of Ohana and rescued the next day.
And this humorous part, I had a white t-shirt, and he took my t-shirt and waved at the planes that were dropping life rafts. But they were so swift, they would fall into the ocean and, we couldn't catch it. So finally, we thought still that we could swim to the shore, and we could see people that were the size of dolls on the shore. And we still thought we could make it. But again, a miracle. Fortunately, we didn't make a move. And then I saw this boat come through a mist. It seemed like it was a dream, but I didn't care. I jumped in the water and swam, paddled to the boat, and that was Dr. Liebert Fernandez and Francis Malani and 2 other local boys who fashioned a sailboat into a motorboat, and that's how it was saved.
It is a tree planted by the class of 1952, which is a last graduating class of Laupahoehoe School. That is when the school was here down at the point. So after 1952, the school moved up to the up the hill to where there was no risk of tsunami. I don't know if you can see, so the monument in the background is an original monument built to memorialize all those who are lost at sea. So anyway, it's a really beautiful day. A little windy, but it's a really nice day. I'm glad that you were able to come with us and share this day. So.
Yeah, it was really, I mean, it was nice so far, the service and getting to meet the people.
Yeah, it was a little more emotional than I thought.
Yeah. Well, you see that they haven't seen each other for a long time too, right?
Yeah.
So
we haven't,
very happy to
yeah. And I mean, the tidal wave was before, of course, I was born. And so I didn't think I would feel that much. Only a few years. I didn't think I would have that much emotion to, see it, but
yeah.
I did.
If you've watched previous videos, you may have remembered that we visited Laupahoehoe Point many times as a family. However, coming back there today brought a different level of appreciation and gratitude for the lives lost and all the survivors that lived to tell their story. I feel so honored to have been able to hear all of their stories.
Hi, I'm Iwako. My maiden name is Mikura, and I'm Iwako Tsuruda. I was 12 when the tidal wave hit. We were still in Ocala school, so we weren't here. But my sister was here, so she was involved in the wave. But the wave pushed her up instead of taking her into the ocean. So she was fortunate for that. Thank you. It was a lovely day today, and thank you.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Tsuruda, and I brought my mom here today, Miwako Miura Tsuruda, who participated in the gift of the monument, the golden tree. But what a great day it has been, very emotional with all the stories being told from the past, and just being around the people who love Laupahoehoe Point and this area so much. It was a nice experience. So I'm glad I came with her. Glad I got to bring her here today to see this in person. In January, we decided as a family to bring my mom home to see her siblings because most of her siblings live in Hilo, and we have one auntie in Laupahoehoe. So we visited there and brought all the grandchildren to the monument, and my dad was able to tell them some stories. Not like the ones we knew today. If I knew the ones of today, I would have shared that definitely. And it was, nice for the children to see where Grandma and Grandpa grew up.
After the service, many of the temple members provided a delicious homemade lunch filled with Portuguese bean soup, sandwiches, pamusubis, mochi, and a lot of other sweets. It was so delicious. It is so inspiring to see how much pride all of the alumni have for their school. Even though they graduated a couple years back, they not only still remember their alma mater, but they love singing it together.
I wasn't born yet. I was born after the tidal wave. I know some of you might not believe that, but I'm classmates with Pro Yamamoto and Sharon, and so I'm a physician, went to the University of Hawaii, and actually I would say I did spend time with Dr. Rano Yamaoka. We were both on the staff at Chuklar Army Medical Center for about 5 or 6 years. In the course of my career, I did meet a couple of people who were from Laupahoehoe or Ocala that I didn't know before. One of them was a patient of mine, I think at Kaiser in the early years, but he told me he's from Ocala. First I didn't believe him, and I wish I knew his name, I could remember his name, because now I know someone would remember him. But he said, yeah, I was down at the Laupahoehoe Point the day of the tidal wave. And I said, no, you weren't. No. He said, yes, he really was. And he just told me a story about, along the lines of what Ronald said, that life is so, it's unpredictable and you never know what's going to happen. But he said he was one of the kids that was here early in the morning and they went out to see the water receding. But he could see the waves rolling in. So he said, so I told my friend, we gotta run. So he started running. He said he started running straight up that road. He started running. He said, my friend, he said, look at this. He said, my friend went to get his books because he didn't want to go out without having his books. He said, his friend was lost, carried out by the tidal wave. He said, I wasn't a good boy, I wasn't a good student. I didn't care about my books. I just ran out there.
Mom and I were walking. She was going to the post office to work and I was going to kindergarten. And Audrey Branco, friend of ours that lives at the Jose house across the street, came running up to us and said, get big waves down the point. My little mind thought about the war and big women. They were called waves, right? That's what was in my head. But as we talked, as she talked to my mom, I realized it was water she was talking about. And we got to the post office and my class, and people were crying and everything else, and my teacher wasn't there. Then I came scared. Then I got scared because I knew where she lived. Later in the morning, she did come up. And till today, I can see how she was dressed with a banana over her head and her short pants. And she said that her mother had been washed out to sea. And her nephew. Nephew was never found. His name is the first name you see on the monument, Daniel Okuna. But her mother was found, said, floating on a door outside Kohala, and she was rescued.
There are probably thousands of stories from that day, including my grandmother Itsue, who was working in Hilo as a barber at the time. My grandpa Haru was in Europe during this time, serving in the military, but unfortunately his brother Mitsue Tamamoto was swept up by the wave.
Yeah, so when I saw that,
Those are just some,
that window,
those are
I thought, oh, the look at the wave off the inside.
Can you move a little bit?
So what did you do? You had to run, yeah? I had to go downstairs. I went downstairs and I think, now you have to no, we just had to put the power. But everybody flying.
Hi, I'm Jerry Broughton. I've been in the community 30 years. Actually, April 1st, 30 years ago, was our first day here. And moved into an old house by the train museum and then fell in love with the place. My last connections with the Papaloa Hangwanji, the last president there before it closed. And so in the tradition of the church, we're keeping this annual event going. So my wife Rose and I are happy to be a part of it and love the place.
Well, hi Cari. My name is Rose Broughton, and my husband and I joined Papaloa Hangwanji probably in like the late 1990s. And from what I understand is the Tsunami Memorial has been every year since the 1970s. Papaloa Hangwanji has hosted it. It was started by Richard Fuji, who was a past Kyodan president for like maybe 30 years. Today is April 1st, 2023, and it was 1 year ago, April 1st, 2022, when we actually closed Papaloa Hangwanji. That's the day we had to give the keys back to Kamehameha schools, the landowners. And we are officially merged, consolidated with Honihina Hangwanji. our sister temple. We've had a long relationship with them. We've shared ministers before, but we're just so honored to continue the history of Papaloa Hongwanji with Honehina. I think we're strong, we're stronger, we're small, both two small temples that consolidated, but I think it made us very strong. And coming from Papaloa, just very honored that Honehina changed the name of their temple to Honehina-Papaloa Hongwanji, and it's important to the Honehina members that we continue this tradition too. So this is the first year that it's been a Honehina-Papaloa tradition.
It was truly special to see long-lost friends, classmates, and family members gather together to honor both those who survived and those who were lost during the tsunami. And much love and aloha to the class of 1952, the last graduating class of Laupahoehoe High School from its original campus.
It was very emotional, kind of almost a spiritual day, if not for the camera being so close to me. Otherwise, but really nice to see a lot of people sharing their stories and their emotions. It was more than I thought. The crowd, this little place was filled. I wasn't sure how many people would even be here, but I think everyone here really enjoyed the day, and I think many people said pretty much the same thing. It was to have a memorial service for those who are lost, but really it was for us too. That if you came here, you got a lot out of the day. So.
Thank you all again, and at our ages, hopefully we can come back again.
I just want to say thank you to all of you to make this a wonderful Memorial Day for us. Visiting our alma mater. It's not here anymore, but we love coming here. Thank you.